All right, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday night, live on the GSMC Sports Network, GSMC Podcasting Network, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, here to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside the ring, backstage curtain calls, all the rumors, all the dramas, all the conspiracy theories. We talk about it here. We talk about contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings amongst superstars. We talk about promotions from New Japan Professional Wrestling to TNA to Ring of Honor to AEW to the WWE. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show 1010%. So don't forget to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show so you guys can get some notifications when we publish videos with all the sports that you guys love so damn much. So yeah. All right, without further ado, we got WWE NXT recap. We started off with the WWE Women's North American Championship match. It was Stephanie Vaquer's first title defense in her reign, taking on Karmen Petrovic. And, I loved how Karmen was able to hold her own. I did not want to see Vaquer, obviously, just kind of, wipe the floor with her. I feel like Karmen Petrovic is an amazing superstar. She's going to go far within the wrestling industry. But ultimately, she's been part of WWE for quite some time. She's dabbled into some TNA action, which is cool, and I feel like it's great for her. But this might be one of the last chances she's going to get a title shot. On NXT, kind of sucks. But you have so much talent in the women's division on NXT. Kind of seems like at this point it's kind of like not even fair. But no, Karmen Petrovic, super exciting to watch, super impressive. She wasn't able to pick up the dub tonight, but Stephanie Vaquer was able to retain her title in a great match. After the match, you saw Giulia show up, said that she wants to know who the best champion is. They are going. Ava, the general manager for NXT, announced later on in the show that we are going to get a title versus title match. It sounds cool and all. I know title versus title, but it's kind of throwing up a red flag for me. Mostly because I've seen how Mercedes Moné kind of being a multi-champion in AEW is hurting the women's division. And I know the women's division in NXT is absolute like bonkers, and it's like top tier, and it's the best women's division in the world of professional wrestling. But you kind of need that second title right there, that mid-card title on NXT. I honestly, maybe there might be someone that gets involved to kind of stop the match. That for me, that's the only logical explanation, because when you unify the championships, the storyline between Giulia, it kind of becomes askew. Same with Stephanie Vaquer, and I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see that happen between any of the girls, and it's happening at Roadblock. At NXT Roadblock, where there's actually it's last episode of NXT, there was a lot of like title versus title this, title versus title that. With TNA, I'm starting to believe that maybe, Roadblock will kind of be that like Survivor Series, like Raw and SmackDown, maybe. Right, obviously a couple weeks before NXT Stand and Deliver, you're going to get a championship change. You're going to get a championship change, and I feel like when TNA hosts I think their top tier PLE is Bound for Glory. I think it's Bound for Glory. So maybe the PLE before that will feature a lot of WWE NXT superstars. But, this is something that we discussed on this podcast. If the WWE NXT and TNA want this partnership to be beneficial for both companies, they have to trade titles. They have to constantly be, alluding to superstars, having crossovers that are going to continue to be badass, that are going to continue to be shocking, and most importantly, kind of, ultimately kind of makes sense. Like when, I've been begging for like a couple months now for Moose to wind up on WWE NXT. I feel like he'd be great there, and I'm begging that Trick Williams makes it over to TNA to challenge for the TNA World Championship. That would be pretty cool. Obviously, in the past, him and Joe Hendry, they teamed up, but they've also got into some some not scruffles, I guess you can say, but they would be absolutely great. The fans wouldn't really know who to cheer for. You got two absolute baby faces going at it. That would be pretty interesting to kind of see Trick Williams taking on Joe Hendry for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship in the future of this partnership. So, can't wait for something like that. Next, we have a promo. Lola Vice confronts the liaison between NXT and TNA, Ariana Grace, and she was standing right beside her father, Lola Vice, talking some crap, challenging Ariana Grace, saying, hey, are you going to be afraid? Do you even know how to fight? Did anybody in your family teach you how to fight? And then that kind of set her off. Then we had a match. The match was pretty good. The match was pretty damn good. I definitely liked how she was kind of able to, hold her own against Lola Vice. But ultimately, you had Vice pick up the victory. Next, we had Moose retain his X-Division Championship against Lexus King. And, kudos to Lexus. He put on an amazing match, him and Moose. Definitely another banger. We had a couple of matches go back to back to back. After the match, you saw Obafemi challenge doing that, we need to find out who the ruler is. And then he's going to be defending his NXT Championship, I think it is. His NXT Championship against Moose, so it'd be pretty interesting to see who becomes, this is a heavy hitter match right here. This is great. I can't wait. This would be one of the, this has to be the main event of Roadblock. I do love Giulia. I do love Stephanie Vaquer, and the title for title. You know what, maybe that'll be the main event. I feel like that's going to be the main event instead of Oba and Moose going at it. But no, it's going to be great. Next, we have Jordynne Grace come out talking about how she wants to be an NXT champion. She wants to be an NXT just all in general. Ever since she kind of been in the backstage, she can sense the hungerness between every competitor in the women's division, and she wanted to be a part of the best women's division in the world. Roxanne Perez, of course, comes out, arrogant, cocky, self-centered, talking how she grew out of a place, obviously talking about TNA. She was the big fish in a small pond, Jordynne Grace, I saw during that promo, she was kind of smiling a little bit. She was like, oh God, did this girl really just bring that up? Because she does have a lot of friends. She has a lot of people that before she left TNA, before her contract expired, she did put over a number amount of superstars. Definitely 1,010%. She helped Tessa Blanchard. She also helped Masha Slamovich. She also helped Chasha Steeles kind of pick up a dub. And I think Rosemary might have defeated her once. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. But, she did really, really well. Jordynne Grace, obviously, is a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal competitor, an amazing human being, and I can't wait to see what she does in WWE NXT. Trick Williams backstage talking to Javon Evans, looking absolutely frustrated, telling Javon Evans basically dude, stop, stay in your own lane. Williams looked unimpressed with the newly acquired Ricky Saints. Maybe kind of alluding to maybe a little feud between them. That would be pretty cool. Maybe alluding to maybe Trick Williams turning heel. They've had a couple of shocking heel turns recently in WWE, like John Cena. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I feel like it would be kind of cool to see Trick Williams maybe become a fifth member of that, of the mystery group. But then again, they do need a star power. They definitely do need a star power. But the fans love Trick Williams so damn much. But with this new, like I said, newly acquired Ricky Saints, the fans are into it. The new revolution starts. It started on Tuesday. I personally would love to see Trick Williams. He was with Carmelo Hayes, and he was kind of like the sidekick kind of thing to a cocky Carmelo Hayes. Would be interesting to see if you see them, if he joins that mystery gang. Maybe not. It would be beneficial for the mystery gang, but it could ultimately kill Trick Williams' career. Man, I don't know. He is pretty damn good. So, like I said, maybe taking a step into TNA, maybe challenging Joe for that TNA World Championship could be in the future. But Trick Williams looking frustrated. Can't wait to see what he decides to do next. Jada Parker in a promo talking crap on Kaylani Jordan, talking how ever since Kaylani Jordan, lost her NXT Women's North American Championship, she's lost her damn mind. And she even brought up her boyfriend during this. It was crazy. She said there may be a him in WWE, but you ain't her. I thought that was pretty badass. I thought that was pretty cool. Jada Parker, man, she's just so good at just talking mess. Pretty awesome. We had a no quarter catch crew. Tivion Heights Miles Bourne taking on the Hardy Boys, the TNA World Tag Team Champions, in a match. It was pretty great. I love the Hardys, their new WWE theme. They were wearing their old school Hardy Boys merch. You even saw Ren Sinclair of the No Quarter Catch Crew kind of be in the back throwing up the Team Extreme sign, and then she looked at Charlie Dempsey and being like, I'm sorry, man, I grew up with these guys. Once again, talking about all the fandom and all the things that the Hardy Boys have done for WWE. I know Matt was super excited. Jeff Hardy also, wants to wind up back in WWE because it feels like he let the company down. Chance after chance after chance. Obviously, substance abuse is very, very difficult, 1,010%. So I feel like he has those demons weighing over him. He feels like he does owe it to WWE to kind of give them to Jeff Hardy that he wanted to give them for years, years and years and years. But obviously that didn't happen thanks to the lingering the lingering of addiction, and it's hard. So I would like to see Jeff Hardy, wrestle in WWE. I've grown accustomed to the idea. At first I was like, no, I do not want to see the Hardy Boys back in WWE because I do not want them crippling the tag team division. But they look good. They look good inside the ring. They look good as the TNA World Tag Team Champions. So maybe, just maybe, there might be a chance. Fraxium at the end shows up. Obviously showing some respect. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, I definitely like that. Santina Morella, the director of authority of TNA, made the match official. We're going to have a TNA World Tag Team Championship match at NXT Roadblock. And I do kind of feel like they made it for the TNA World Tag Team Championships because they Axiom, Fraxium, they haven't lost a match in a long time. We have to show that they are human. And with the Hardy Boys coming to town, this is going to be one of those nostalgic matches where obviously I feel like the Hardy Boys are going to retain. Obviously that has, that. But then Fraxium has crossed over to TNA. They have fought and defended their titles there before. So, what's the difference of them doing it? But as the TNA World Champions, what's that? Maybe it could happen. And I would, for one, I would love to see that. Next, we had, Tony D'Angelo. We had the D'Angelo family looking pretty good, but I got to be honest, Stax Lorenzo seems like he's caught up in his ego, which is unchecked. No, I'm just kidding. No, but, kind of throwing, maybe Shawn Spears gets to him. That would be pretty cool. Maybe, like I said, I feel like that'd be like a shocking factor. Like Stax leaves the family to join Shawn Spears and his gang of hoodlums. And that would be pretty shocking for like a month. But then it'd be over and it'd be like, all right, like, I feel like it would have been better if he stayed with the family. So, probably, I don't think that's going to happen. But I do like the way that they kind of, like Stax, he admitted that he made a mistake. But then you had Rizzo, and then you had Crispino basically back up to Don, being like, dude, you had a chance to be the boss, and every decision that you were making was bad. I don't want to say that the family was trying to make him seem a little, like, small, I guess you can say. But maybe it'll explode. I know the D'Angelo family have been together for quite some time. Breaking up usually, that's what happens when a superstar contract kind of ultimately kind of goes under, like what happened with Duke Hudson and Chase U and all that. But I don't want to see the family disappear. I got to be honest, they're fun to watch on NXT. Next, Chelsea Green is in NXT, looking like she's going to take on Soruka and Zarya next week. We had Eddie Thorpe hit in a promo talking to Trick Williams, saying that name a time and a place. And then in the main event, we had Wesley and Ethan Page taking on Ricky Saints and Javon Evans. Obviously, during Saints' debut, we kind of knew that he was going to pick up the dub. And he looked super impressive while doing it. So WWE NXT, the men's division, is also propelling to the next level. This is definitely going to be one of the heated shows that WWE has to offer. Partially, maybe in the future could be better than SmackDown. Raw would be pretty hard because it is on Netflix, but hey, it's pretty badass. All right, our fifth and final segment, just a nice little fun segment to kind of drift you guys off into the week. Like I said, I am live only on Mondays, so if I talk a little bit too much, or if I have more than an hour show, I'm like, yeah, you know what? It is what it is. So now we're going to talk about, like I said recently, I've been watching a lot of NCAA men's and women's basketball, obviously March Madness. And then, these phenomenal women players, like they blew me away. Like it was crazy. And I was like, man, these girls are so athletic. They could probably be WWE superstars. And then I thought vice versa. And I was like, I wonder what kind of WWE superstars could lace up their boots and find themselves and hold their own on the hardwood. So I kind of came up with a basketball team of WWE women's superstars. So do not go anywhere. Grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite high school beverage, and join me here in about 25 seconds. So hey, do not go anywhere.